Now, once again, and I feel like this is deja vu, I have to make another video of talking about Ryan Preece flipping down the backstretch. Now, forewarning, my voice is a little bit shot due to the fact that I've been yelling a lot this weekend and talking a lot this weekend. So, and just had the race end there, and I yelled a lot during that. So, I'm gonna be a little hoarse. Anyway, let's talk about the wreck here. Let's watch it for the first time on this analysis. Not Jones. Christopher Bell hits the wall. Now right here, and we've seen this. You've seen it with the Ty Gibbs and at Bowman Gray a couple weeks ago. He ramped off a car kind of like this at a slower speed. We've seen it a couple times. Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch at the 2022 All-Star race. Same type of thing here. So this is not really expected. This is a trade of the next gen. It's a very nasty trade of the next gen. Cars jumping one another. It's kind of open wheel-ish to an extent, especially at high speeds. It's very scary. The speed differential is probably at least 60 miles an hour. And this is what happens when you launch cars. Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, maybe, but it is because this is what happens when you launch cars airborne. So Jones hits him here. Everyone wants to say that Jones is the one that launched him over. Jones will not touch him from this point onwards. You see the car's up here. It's up here. It's actually setting back down because it got hit up a little bit more. Now it's setting back down, but watch. Aero's going to catch it right there. Boom, over. It was setting down, and once you got down off the track far enough here, up here there's distorted air. It's cars going by, distorting the air, making turbulence. So the speed of the air coming into the side of the car is not as fast. Down here, there's no distortion. The air is stale. So he's moving into it, and the differential in the speed the speed of the air, sorry, again my voice, is about 130 miles an hour because nothing's moving down there. It's stale. It's stagnant. It's not flowing at all. So we'll keep going. He slides up here. That's a hard hit. That's underrated, this impact here. Bang, like that. Roof sucks you down. Remember, you're also at the tension of your belts when you're upside down. We talked about that with Josh Berry's crash here on the backstretch in 2024. When you hit like that, it jolts your belts down and even more. So you're at the limit of your belts, you hit, and also you're upside down. He flips onto his side. Very lucky he didn't get into the catch fence here. I don't think it would have done much different. I think he just would have hit it straight on. Probably maybe would have torn off the rear end a little bit. But that's a hard impact there. And there is the side window. No, that is, I believe, that is actually the front windshield, I believe. If we look back here. Because people say that, no, that's the... Nope, sorry, that is actually that is not the windshield. That is the intake. The cowl. Yeah. Wanted to double check that. The windshield is fine, actually, in this one. There's the side window.
Off the front bumper we were talking about a lap before.
And once again, flat underbody, going over 180 miles an hour. That car flipped at 130. To be completely honest with you, it flipped at 130 miles an hour. I don't know how many times we're going to send a car over on the backstretch of Daytona, the backstretch of Michigan, and blame it on something else besides the fact that it has a diffuser under it. I don't know how many times we're going to do it. I mean, let's see if it's in this shot here. Yeah, he gets out, thank God. That was vicious wreck. Here's the onboard of Erik Jones really quickly. We'll take a look here at what I'm talking about. The contact does not... See, he hits him here. Oh, look at that. It's kind of cool. He's not going to touch him here. Doesn't touch him, doesn't touch him, doesn't touch him. You see the car sets down. Look at it float. It's floating, and then, bam, catches over. And you actually can even see it's going to catch on the part of the next gen I have been screaming about the last 2 years that needs to be looked at. This side here. This car's going to start distorting. And, well, it's going to distort because it's catching on this. And you actually can see here, the roof flaps are up the entire time. Look, they're up here. Once the car starts actually going over, that's when the roof flaps go up. And you may go, well, the roof flaps didn't deploy. The roof flaps are not designed to deploy and an aero situation where you're going to flip from the front. Because stock cars don't flip from the front. I don't care how much you ramp off a car in front of you, you do not flip from the front. The weight of the car is here. The engine, the driver, the cockpit, the firewall, everything. It's in the front of the car. In the back, there's less weight there. There's not as much holding it down. And that flipping from the front, it does pivot, but that's just a result of the fact that there's this flat underbody under right here, catches and sends you over. Every time. You're going to see this happen every time until they take it off. Again, I'm trying to find some clips here on Twitter of this here as we're going through here. Again, you're going to see the motion of the car setting down a little bit. Watch. It's up, it's up, it's up. Down. See the front tire move down, down, and then he's going to get down further off the racetrack where there's less distorted air. I would say at only 130 miles an hour. Over. I mean, that is... You have a car blow over at 130 miles an hour. Here's some photos after the flip. This is from Nastolito, I believe it is, on Twitter. And you can see here, the car does hold up pretty well. There's a lot of skimming here. I'm really... This is one thing that I'm very impressed by, is actually this actually held up very well. The whole area here. I will give the next gen credit here. This holding up is very good. I'm happy with that. So as we look at it again here, and I'll let it play while I'm talking, why... I know the argument was after the Barry flip and the McDowell near flip. Cars flip. They just happen. Like, it's just, you know, it's something we can never get out of it. And I agree. We never can get a car flying or flipping or whatever out of the sport. I've never argued, ever, not once, for the fact that if we got rid of the diffuser, the car would just stop flipping forever. These cars, the speeds we're going, are going to be prone to flipping at some point, going over. Good God, I never even noticed that. Look at how bad that car's torn apart there. That is... All that foam in there is torn apart. I didn't even notice that. Mercy. It's a lot of damage there. That is startling. But, I mean, he got hit in the door at 150 miles an hour. Anyway, back to my point, though, about the cars flipping. They're always going to flip. There's always going to be a possibility. The thing is, you want to limit them. You want to make sure the terminal velocity of a car going over is low enough that, or high enough, sorry, that we don't have them flipping when they shouldn't be flipping. That was something that was a problem during the 1990s, the late 1980s, and so on and so forth. That's why they got the roof flaps on. They stopped the cars from flipping so much. And we have stepped back to that to an extent. What I worry about is a car going over in front of the pack. Circa 2001 Daytona 500, Tony Stewart flipping down the back stretch, over top of cars. That is something I'm worried about. A car getting spun, catching, going over, and then bouncing over top of cars. That's a dangerous situation. Another one I think about is a car going airborne in the tri-oval at Daytona. We just saw a car ramp off here. Think about a wreck like Austin Dillon's that was similar, where he hit a car and jumped it and flipped. We've seen something similar to that in the Gen 6. But this car's even more prone to it. Imagine that. Imagine a car jumping like that, then the wind catching it and throwing it into the catch fence at a higher speed than what it should be getting, than what it should be at when that happens. That's my concerns. I know this is a relatively short video, and I should have some more stuff coming out in regards to just regular documentary stuff, and maybe I'll do an analysis of the finish of the Daytona 500. We'll see. Anyway, hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you people in the future. Take care.